Hey, I am frustrated. Uh, and I am saying it out loud because that's like acknowledging that I am frustrated. And I'm frustrated for plenty of reasons. Some personal issues, and on top of that, I took about hour or so just to figure out my medical insurance. Basically, we had open enrollment today, our last day to enroll for medical insurance today, and it took me an hour because I was going through all the options and whatnot. And that added to the already frustrated mind of mine. And to be honest, like the medical insurance industry is a big pain in the ass. It's like literally monetizing on people's lives or health. Life insurance for lives. But regardless, I feel that most of the insurances are kind of overpriced. And on top of that, at least in the US, the government cave in to these corporations, and it all end up being adding into the end users pocket. Yeah, the that's one of the reasons, not the core reason, but one of the reasons why I kind of like the free healthcare for all. Even though I don't know how much I would be qualified if that ever become a law, because I'm not a citizen, not even a permanent resident here. So for me, it will still be a wild west for a while. But regardless, I like the idea that the healthcare should be available for everyone in the country for no cost, because that's like one of the basics people need. But also, it's impossible that it I won't say impossible, but very improbable that that's gonna happen here in next, I don't know, decade or so. I know like there are a lot of people who've been trying to get free healthcare. Bernie Sanders, for instance, for like decades, and even though no matter how much he tries, there's this corporate wing of both parties which doesn't let it happen. So it is what it is. And that's one of the reasons why I focus on my personal health, both physical and mental health, because the best thing to avoid any medical expenses is to ensure that you take care of your health and you don't have to go for any unwarranted medical expenses. Although, there are circumstances where you have no choice. It could be because of some you know disease, such as COVID. Could be like some genetical disorder. Could be so many different factors. But at the very least, you can improve your health and ensure that you don't have to go to hospital for some avoidable cause, right? Like obesity or I don't know, like deficiency of nutrients within your body, malnutrients basically, and whatnot. So the point I'm making is that the healthcare is a mess. And that's one of the reasons why I don't want to go to hospital, and that's one of the reasons why I take care of my health. The primary reason is obviously to feel alive, to live the life to the fullest, even though I am not doing that in a lot of different areas of my life. But or to reframe it, there is a lot of room for improvement in a lot of areas of my life, and it's gonna take a while. Yeah, it's the Rome wasn't built in a day, so any changes I make in my life will take a while to cement, uh, and that's where one of the key attribute in life, and specifically when you're trying to change your pesky habits, is patience. I can't tell you like how powerful patience is, just by ability to just the ability to keep yourself calm and able to um, be in the moment itself is a huge advantage. But that being said, I mean, I lose my patience a lot of time. I lose it while interacting with different people, depending on my state of mind, right? And one of the adding factor to that is sleep and rest, and and altogether, like how my attitude is in that moment. Uh, but on top of that, I feel that patience is something you can cultivate. Every single time there you feel the trigger from within to do something, something crazy, you can um, hold yourself. Every single time you feel that you're frustrated or anxious or whatever, you can calm yourself. And every single time you feel that the time is not moving fast enough or the time is too slow, you can take a step back and observe the moment with a lot of patience. So that's one of the habits which I cultivated over the past few years, and I still feel so drained at times. For instance, I was playing this stupid game called uh, Clash Royale, and I was on a losing streak. I lost like so many, probably 6 or 10 games in a row, and that kind of made me like so frustrated. The obvious question is then why am I playing it, right? So I mean, first of all, it's kind of fun a game, so that's one of the good reasons. Also, at the same time, I mean, I like to kind of see myself go through that struggle, go through that pain of being frustrated, because there's a lesson in that. There is a opportunity to grow from it, and I had better days playing that game too. In the sense like I mean, obviously I had like winning streak, and that kind of made me feel awesome. But also I had days when I was on a losing streak and I was still calm and content. I was like, all right, this is just a game. It really doesn't matter. It's just a virtual game which doesn't impact my life unless I let it. And that sort of true for everything happening around you as well. So in life, or in general, life throws a lot of chaotic moments or events in your face, and you always have an option. I mean, regardless of if you if you try to ignore it or accept it, you always have an option to calm yourself, to kind of look at it from a more perspective, like a better perspective. So that's one of the lessons I draw from that game during my frustrating, you know, uh, streak of losing, I guess. So today was a different day, and like I said, there are like a bunch of other things going in my head, and that kind of amplified the frustration, and probably that's why I lost a bunch of games too, because they were like at least 3 or 4 games where I was like this close to winning, and I was like, just out of nowhere, I just misplaced the cards, or did something stupid. So that's kind of tells you how important the form factor is for any sports or any game, right? And that's where you would see that some of the athletes some of the athletes, they spend ton of time to up their skill, to remain calm, to kind of you know uh, to try to be in the moment and not get distracted by all the random factors, and yeah, that helps them to perform better. And once you are performing better, that amplifies your form and you perform even better. And that goes the other way around too. Like if you're already in a distractive mode, then that amplifies and make you more distracted or frustrated, and you will be on a losing streak. So it's fascinating to just observe this, but also it's difficult to implement that in the moment, and that's where meditation come into picture, because I feel that meditation helps to focus on what's important and avoid everything which is distraction. And in high stake moments, like when you're making decisions which can affect lives of, I don't know, hundreds of people or even one person, uh, those high stake moments are built on the calmness and the the positive state of mind, I guess. All right, so uh, with that note, I'm gonna get started because it's already super late here. It's almost 12:30, and I still have to complete 3 or 4 more of my daily rituals, which is uh, which is kind of painful. I admit it, but also satisfying because those are the attributes with which I choose to define my life and at large my success. So at the end of my life, when I look back and look at um, look at the number of times, or the number of years I've practiced my daily rituals, I'm sure like that gonna bring joy and happiness into on my deathbed. At least that's how I envision um, my end of life. Okay, so I'm gonna set an alarm for an hour and start the meditation. And the technique which I'm gonna use today as uh, um, is Vipassana, which is just to focus on your natural flow of breath. And once you have good, um, I would say, once you have good awareness, then you can move your focus throughout your body and focus on different sensations within your body. And that's the key part of Vipassana, because you're just focusing the sensations which arrive naturally within your body. And trust me, there are so many weird sensations, some anticipated, some unanticipated sensations, and just observing that and let it dissipate itself is pretty satisfying, because whenever I've focused on any of those sensations, and I felt that those sensations kind of dissolved, I felt lighter, so I felt like much happier and more focused. So that's yeah, that's why I continue to practice Vipassana. So with that note, I'm gonna see you in an